Hello, welcome. It is SVPod. Stanford Steve is alongside, has arrived back straight from the beach. We're going to need a Jellyfish update.
Got that coming.
Red's here at the feet, hanging out. It's just a couple of days solo here in the house. The family's abandoned me.
Oh.
They went up to the Heartbeat, check in on the folks in Connecticut.
Oh.
I have a day trip tomorrow, just going up to New York. Going to meet a new teammate. Don't want to sit down on Thursday night alongside Jason McCourty and say, hi, how are you? I'm Scott. So we're going to go have a little lunch, break a little bread, and then Thursday night, your boy's back in the mix. And I have a concern. Did you see Rory straight from Ibiza at Memphis? He's like, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't find it. Scotty won by 1 million. We knew if Scotty started making putts, he'd win.
Beautiful to see.
He's pouring it all in. Meanwhile, Rory's been on a Ibiza bender. Again, shout out to Rusilla. I wouldn't want to say Ibiza. The Giza and Ibiza.
Isn't that where you went for your honeymoon?
No, Bora Bora.
Oh.
Different directions.
Really?
So Bora Bora's out there, bro.
Yeah, I know. I thought
what a geographical oddity. 2 weeks from everywhere. No, not Ibiza. No, I have a concern because I saw Rory hasn't been focusing a ton on the game of late, and it looked in Memphis.
Yeah.
After the day one of the NBA draft in the end of June, Randy Watson, we were out of here. So we got to get back in the mix, throw the IFB in, put a tie on Thursday night, try to navigate some TV. It's always a little bumpy.
Yeah, but I look at Memphis as a true test to one's hydration level.
Fair.
The way that place looked, and you mentioned Ibiza coming in, probably not in measuring the hydration level. Like, that couldn't be a worse mix. It was death there.
It appeared to be that,
Oh.
yeah. All I could think of is how much ass sweat Boomer would have if our guy we couldn't play. Berman just got in some Disney Hall of Fame. I saw Bucci had a great tweet. Like, he's the lion of ESPN forever. I sent him a text. I'm like, you're forever and ever. You are the soul of the joint. Forever. Unimpeachable emeritus goat of the joint. Yay. But I saw some rump sweat going, and I was picturing somebody that could get some schwitzing. Memphis looked like a tough spot if you're prone to schwitzing.
Yeah, from every angle.
Sure, up top, down low, here,
whatever.
Yeah, I can't imagine the caddy gold bond scenario. Anyway, I'm just saying I'm a little rusty.
You're nervous.
Nervous isn't the word. Concerned. I don't get nervous. Done it long enough. Nerves aren't it. It's just you just want to. It's preseason for everybody.
A little self-scout afterwards.
Got a new teammate. That's right. We'll come back, watch the tape. What do we like? What do we feel like we could button up? Because you know what we've got this year? More runway than in years past. This year feels like there's
too much.
Exactly.
It's late. This is the latest it possibly could be, right?
Yes. And
Labor Day is September 7th.
Which, by the way, you guys go back to school next week, right?
I don't even know.
Well, I don't think our kids go to school until like the week of Halloween. I swear to God, it feels
Columbus
like
Day. It's a good start.
It feels like it's so far off in the distance, and this is too much of a buffer because normally this is the week where I'm like, here we go. It's not here yet.
No, it's lingering.
It's like being on the treadmill and you're not gaining on it. And it bothered me because doing the reading, doing the little getting acquainted, watching some preseason football, which useless, but there it is. Why?
Why is it useless?
I mean, in terms of taking something from that and thinking it has an application to real-time NFL games.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Not useless, useful. There's football. I enjoy watching it. I just mean to try to glean something from it that, hey, Drew Aller, huh? And what? Had some touchdowns in week 1 of preseason. The point is we watch people do things, names we know from programs we know, and then I'm all set with the emails about the sleepers I need to take. Enough. Cease and desist. Although I was mocking right before I came up here.
Hold on.
What?
You click on them.
Oh, I sure do.
And you wouldn't click on a work email if you were paid a handsome amount of money in this time you just talked about being concerned about.
It's so true.
You wouldn't click on it.
No.
If I sent you an email, you wouldn't click on it.
I'd say, hey, Big, what is it? Tell me what it is. But you send me the wide receivers.
Top 5, any kind of list you're in.
Ibuka? Ooh, thanks for the heads up there. Thanks for telling me I should take Ibuka. Give me the wide receiver from the rookie class I need to be taking.
Oh, I got one.
Jacoby Lane?
No, watched him in person last week in practice.
Williams from Clemson?
Oh, the other team.
Miami? Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. People can do the math. I don't need to say it.
Who's the rookie?
Watch out.
Who's the rookie from Miami?
Huh?
I haven't perused the. Well, I'll say this: the Miami wide receiver room is wide open, buddy.
Watch out! They got open whenever they wanted against the Commanders.
Okay, so let's see. Steve's giving you a little Stanford
right
Steve's SVPod.
That's him.
That's him. He said.
We're 7.
Caleb Douglas, Texas Tech, open at will.
Just own it out there.
Well, we're in a league together, so late flyer.
Yeah.
Pick him up.
3 tight end league, Dulcich.
He's going to get plenty of targets. Prime gobbler candidate in your PPR league. Look at him. He looks like he's in the band Alabama.
He could go.
Giddy up, boom, bop, mow, mow.
It was.
Wow, that is quite a look.
Yeah, it's longer in person because he's got the helmet and it's all hanging out.
Sure.
But just the idea, you're talking about, I get it. What does it mean for results in individuals in a preseason game? But just to see how excited both of those teams were to get some fresh meat in front of them.
Dolphins, Commanders.
Oh, my God.
We talked about it beforehand. Just to trade a little paint, swap some paint with another group of people.
I mean, right from the get, it was fantastic.
Always is.
Oh, nothing like that feeling. Just being able to hit somebody different.
You're right, though, to call me out that those emails that I say I don't need, what I'm really saying is I need more of them. Send more. Casey Concepcion or Boston? Which rookie wide receiver for Cleveland? Who's throwing him the ball?
Watson. Look good.
I told Mina Kimes when I went on with her, I tried to convince myself there was a time when that guy was good. I realized that there are many miles in the rear view between him being good and now. But I trust the guy in Monken that comes in there to try to unlock something that looks passable.
22 months.
Right? It's a lot of dough to have and live good life. That's always the test in this life, right? And I don't know because I never got 300 million.
Yeah.
But if I got a chunk of that, I might not focus earnestly on my craft. I say this as a guy who's had some beach time this summer and is openly telling you Thursday night could be anything. We're just going to try our best with the big words, try to tee up our teammates.
There you go.
Just keep it between the mustard and the mayonnaise, and down the road we go. But then after we're done there, it feels like it's 3 months before we play. I know it's not. But this year, the extra week has got me all what's the word? Fakakta? What's the fuck's the word? I wanted to not cuss that I did anyway. It's got me all messed up. Look up fakakta. Is that it?
Really a word?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Messed up or ridiculous. Bang. See? I wasn't inventing a word.
Name of the pod. Put it on there.
Fakakta. People are going to say, well, they're getting aggressive with the title name. because I looked last year, Steve. Last year, week 1, not week 0, week 1, you had Ohio State, Texas that was just staring at you.
Mm.
Then you had Clemson, LSU, which felt at the time like a big game. After the season played out, we realized, neither was great. Klubnik, Nussmeier, neither had the kind of years they wanted. This year, Ohio State's playing Ball State to start the season. Like, you still have LSU, Clemson, all right? And there's always some games, but Bama, Florida State was last year. And I saw Josh Pate tweeted out the other day something to the effect that there'll be a seismic nuclear, I forget the word he used, upset week 1. I'm certain that'll be the case. Something always happens that's insane. I just don't feel that week 1, which is a week further in the distance than it was last year, has that giant tentpole game that's got me like Miami, Notre Dame. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You just don't have it.
No,
doesn't mean I'm not excited.
No, and I think that's why everybody was upset, because they don't want Clemson to be ranked, but the AP poll just came out.
I knew
Jack,
we would.
if you could pull that up, find it.
Yeah, we need that. That's
because everybody's like, it's just so Lane could get a ranked opponent in his first game against LSU. I'm like, I don't know. The coaches poll kind of tends towards guys that have done it a long time, and Dabo's now he's up there. And as far as longevity,
we say in reporting that the rankings are out, that in a sense they're useless, because last year this time we were waving the flag for Penn State and Clemson. That week 1?
Yeah, that looks like it.
All right. Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Notre Dame, Texas, Indiana, Miami, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, LSU, Texas Tech, Alabama, BYU, USC, Michigan, Washington, Penn State, SMU, Ponies, Tennessee, Utah, Iowa, Houston, Louisville,
Clemson,
Missouri.
First one out.
Others receiving votes, CLEMSO. Ian. Not a ranked opponent for Lane.
There you go.
There are numbers and names, and it's a ton of Big Ten and a ton of SEC.
Yeah.
As expected.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the media days and folks talking, and I mean, the Big Ten's earned the right to wave the flag and stick their chest out, man. 3 in a row. And 3 different teams. That's the big thing. Because that run that the SEC had from 06 to 22, it was 5 different teams. 5. The 5 different teams, Florida, LSU, Bama, Auburn, Georgia. Obviously, there were multiples of a number of those teams.
16 years?
Correct.
Got it.
13 to 16, I believe it was. Agenda! Well, we're just counting. There were lots of them, and there were 5 different teams. The Big Ten winning 1, 2, 3 in a row and having it be 3 different teams, that's the magnifier for me, Steve. And by the way, one of them wasn't Oregon. One of them wasn't Penn State. Right? Yeah. Big name brands that are also
Michigan.
Well, Michigan was one.
Oh, I'm talking about.
I'm talking about the 3 teams that won the titles. Yeah. You didn't get one from Oregon yet. That's the last thing for Lanning and Uncle Phil and that great program to do. But they've got depth at the top. I'll argue, and I don't see how it's arguable, that top to bottom, the depth of the SEC is more significant. But right now, the king of the block, the cock of the walk is the Big Ten, and they have the number 1 team to start the season in Ohio State. As you guys travel the country, that's obviously something a lot of folks are talking a lot about. You've seen all of the Big Ten, not all of them. You want to get to Iowa, maybe one of these years. But what's your sense of that? What the Big Ten has become, having won 3 titles in a row?
I feel like I'm in the minority because I guess that's what people want to talk about this time of year. I could care less of what it is, because when you look at this new ranking, and I get it, it's a preseason ranking, but the 2 teams that I think people are most anticipating to see are Oregon and Ohio State, and you think about what they looked like in their last games. I mean, Oregon, Lanning was asked about it right off the get at media days. Like, what are you going to do to change how your outcomes happen in rematches? I mean, you think about playing Ohio State a second time in the Rose Bowl 2 years ago. Game's over in the first quarter. Last year, he plays Indiana for a second time, and it's over on the first play. Ohio State, all this talk about best defense ever, and is anybody going to beat them? And then they looked pedestrian in their 2 losses. They scored 10 points and 14 points. So
had 4 guys in the top 10 off that defense get drafted last year. Did I have that?
It was?
Do I have that right?
Oh yeah, if you 3 defensive guys. Yeah, I was looking at the defensive
numbers.
Obviously
Tate went 4th to Tennessee.
They had like 8 guys drafted off that defense. So yeah, I mean, pump your chest, do whatever you want, but I also find it pretty convenient that their commissioner is striking while this iron's hot and wanting to change everything because he's won the last 3 national championships.
Well, that has a whole lot to do with Fox's ownership of the Big Ten network, and they don't have a seat at the table currently with the TV deal. So you'd like, and
it's pretty convenient.
Well, it's all business. And hey, look, all negotiations are tipped by leverage. And it is, if I had 3 straight years of being like an Emmy winner and the highest rated show, I'd go to Mr. Pitaro and sit him down and say, let's talk shop.
Yeah. But you hear them talking. It's like, oh, we had an all-time conference championship game last year. Yeah. It's 2 top 3 teams. Maybe 1 versus 2. Okay, and then you go back and you look at Big Ten title games. Or the year before was Penn State, Penn State, Oregon.
What?
They're both
playing it a few years ago.
That's right. Remember those nights watching at Senko Ball? Purdue's in it. Iowa's in it.
And we got the wrong side. I had every underdog, and they never got there.
Let's pump the brakes on how big the Big Ten title game has been the last couple of years. And I get it. 3 titles in a row. Credit to you. All right, but the conveniency of striking while the iron's hot, I find.
I got no issue with that. I got no.
No,
issue.
I just find it pretty funny that's happening now. It's like, all right, well, we're here now, and we're going to change what we got here.
Look, Petiti and Sankey are the Dons. They're I'm not comparing them to the mafia when I say the Dons, like the heads. They're not heads of the crime family. They're head of the 2 most powerful entities in the sport. Mm-hmm. And the SEC had that run from 06 to 22 that was what it was, 5 teams and all those titles. And now the Big Ten's got 3 in a row. And, you look down the rankings and you see who some of the others that are ranked, whether it was, Washington or Iowa from the Big Ten this year. But you had that chunk there in the middle of the rankings, that bunch of SEC teams. And we understand, particularly based off of last year, that the rankings mean little other than to give guys like you and me and gals that sit around and talk about the sport something to chew on. But it is notable that the Big Ten with 1, 2, 3 in a row is feeling themselves as they should, as anyone would when you're in a position of strength. I went back and looked just last year, NFL draft, Big Ten had they had 10 in the first round. The SEC had 7. In totality, the SEC still had more. There were 87 SEC players taken. There were 68 taken from the Big Ten, which just speaks to the depth of talent in that league. But I just find as I'm flipping through whether it's the Pick Six guide or wherever you're reading your stuff, that's the lens through which everything seems to be seen. And this is where Big 12 fans get furious. BYU fans probably preemptively mad that, no one's talking about them. That league is, we said, don't use fascinating, compelling, because of the Texas Tech situation and the Sorsby issue. And they've got plenty of juice, plenty of talent. But how many Big 12 teams are ranked in that preseason ranking? Can I look at that again? It would be
they
Tech,
had Utah, so
it'd be Tech, BYU, and Utah. So I was at 3. Your highest rated Big 12 team preseason. Keep going.
It'd be Tech.
Yeah, and they're not in the top 10.
12.
Yeah, they're 12. BYU 14, and then Utah was in the back end of the 20s.
21.
Okay.
Oh, and you got Houston.
Oh, I beg your pardon. There they are. The very last team.
Ooks.
Okay.
Yeah, if I were to rank these, I wouldn't have an SEC team in, say, the top 6. Maybe 7. It would be, Notre Dame, the 3 Big Tens that are at the top there.
You don't have Georgia or Texas anywhere in there?
No.
Okay.
Not in the top 6.
Need to see.
I would have Indiana too. I'm just diving in on that. Like, I know what they lost. I also saw what they just got back in the last couple of weeks. I think they replaced, the receivers and all that. And you go get a kid like Marsh and you get Turbo at running back and you have running backs coming back that got hurt. I love what they have on both lines of scrimmage. You know what Cignetti wants to do. Watching the Rose Bowl back, just making Alabama submit.
It's a great word. They blasted Simpson early, and that was like, how many years have you watched Bama when it was Nick and you'd see one of their backers come up and just obliterate somebody that was the kind of hit that had a magnifier? It was like, might as well be worth 10 body blows, because it's the kind of thing that just sends a message like, signed up for 60.
Mm-hmm.
Early on, Simpson getting hit like that, getting knocked out of that game. And I don't know that he was right the back end of last season, but
almost 20 pounds lighter.
That's wild.
Scary.
But he got blasted early, and submit was the word. And that was 60 minutes of one team's demonstrably better and more physical than the other team. And it's the team from Bloomington.
Yeah. And that's what everybody didn't want to do it last year. I looked at who were like 20 last year in this poll, ranked 20th. Because everybody was mad about them not playing. Their schedule was easy when they went to the playoffs.
And their out-of-conference schedule is easy again. But, I mean...
yeah, that was more the Big Ten schedule. Like, they didn't play. They went to Ohio State, got smashed, and that was like
you mean 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Well, right, and then that turned into the game against Notre Dame where they're like, well, it was a close game, and it was not a close game. A touchdown, an onside kick, and a touchdown in the last 2 minutes didn't make that a close game because it wasn't. But we're not arguing about shit that happened 2 years ago. What you did last year that's on the wall right now for all to see.
Yeah, and I would have them ranked higher than they are.
Okay. Even with I started to say even with the change at quarterback.
Yeah.
But again, I'm going to remind myself this time last year, the reason that I loved Penn State Clemson is because you had Klubnik and Aller, and we had continuity at quarterback. Yeah. And, a guy at Ole Miss became like a Heisman favorite for this year, whose name we certainly didn't mention this time a year ago. All those things will happen again. Mm-hmm. I think what Cignetti's done in this short a window has earned the kind of buy-in that it normally used to take a decade to earn.
Yeah. I also look at it where, he talked about the other night watching the Big Ten show with Rever and those guys of the idea of he's taken money where he's wanted and he's very thankful for the money he's gotten. But like these stadium experiences, it's not really one there. But I'll tell you what, they got a serious weight room. Their players are well compensated. He knows how to go about giving certain money and what you earned. So it's.
I was looking at that because we can make fun of ourselves, or I'll make fun of myself. You play the EA video game, and it can be a decent way to kind of educate yourself of how teams play. I mean, it's simulated, I get it, but you go to that stadium in Bloomington, and the one thing you can't hit warp speed on is your facility. You could get money, and you have this massive donor base, and you have several really well-funded donors, and you could stack a pile of cash like that. You can't change the footprint of your stadium. You can't make it look like Ohio State's. Penn State is in the middle of revamping theirs. That's always going to have an old school feel. But you see some of these joints, and I think of, because the SEC had the run they had and what they've done in places like what it looks like in Tuscaloosa. You know what I mean? With like an NFL stadium experience, your facility cannot overnight look like what your program looks like in terms of ranking and funding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that'll take a while if it happens at all. If you ever have a stadium that looks like who you are ranking-wise now. But it doesn't matter if you win.
In that same window that Indiana's done what they've done.
Right.
Okay? Look at Florida State. Florida State, EJ Manuel's the other night doing the show from there. He's like, I can't believe how nice this place is, and I wish I had this when I was there. I'm like, do you? Do you? Because you talk about a window and how quick things have changed, and they're talking about how nice the facilities are, and I'm like, all I hear about is how bad Florida State is money-wise. and you took about the idea of what they did with their money and redoing the facilities, and they won 5 games last year, 2 the year before. You know, it's really eye-opening.
Well, the two Florida teams that are now ACC teams and have been for quite some time, Miami and Florida State, for years, what they had were the best players from the state of Florida, along with Florida. Don't get mad, Gainesville. But what they had are great players. Their facilities were never in Tallahassee or Miami. And Miami, famously, they loved the fact that the guys used to lift in the Orange Bowl and it was like outdoor. And you're like, this is what you guys do?
Grimy.
Grimy's a perfect word.
That was the word used from guys that went down there to work out with former Canes that I got.
Coral Gables and Tallahassee, your facilities were no good. Your players were among the very best. And perhaps there's something to that. Right? Out the mud, putting in the work, grimy. And you see a bunch of, famously the Hall of Famers from Miami would come back to work out there. Right. They never wanted to lose touch with what that felt like. And maybe now these, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I always think about Schlayworth talking about how the San Diego Chargers would never do it.
Too nice.
Put
on your flip-flops and it's 78 and no humidity every day.
Yeah. We'll feel a lot better after a loss down there.
That's a great point.
So there's just these different intricacies, but when I look at Indiana and Florida State,
about facilities versus results,
holy cow! And like you said, how quick it's been.
Florida State's quarterback is your guy, right? I say your guy. He was the guy from Stanford.
Jayden Daniels, yeah,
he's their starter.
Yep.
I mean, talk hot seats, and my God, I was thinking about this the other night, jotting some stuff down. Looking forward to talking with you. How many nights on Saturdays last year, and I felt like we weren't the Grim Reaper, but we would talk about like the Virginia Tech situation. The next day was a firing, like the Penn State situation. The next day there was a firing. It's warp speed now.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, stuff was happening in real time where we would be talking about it on 1:30 in the morning on a Saturday night live. And then by Sunday morning, the news came out because people just aren't waiting now. They're pulling the plug. But, I mean, that seat for him, he knows what it is.
Yeah.
Norvell understands the rules of engagement here.
It's how fast everything has happened. You hear Florida State, like they're talking about their ACC schedule. I'm like, when did Florida State ever care about who they were playing on their schedule?
Never.
Completely
irrelevant.
It's
completely irrelevant.
So
and remember,
different.
Week 1 a year ago, they put it on Bama. Oh. And I'm sitting here going, man, I might have. I know I was guilty of saying they looked like Florida State again. We said that about Miami and Florida State. 2 teams we're sitting here talking about. The byproducts of not having the greatest facilities, but having the greatest players and having real attitude and real, I hate the term swagger, but it's hard to argue they had it. And you watched Miami beat Notre Dame and you watched Florida State beat Alabama last year, week 1. You're like, here we go. The U is back. They ended up playing for the title. Florida State, won 5 games?
Yeah. Wow. They lost to that Stanford.
7 wins in 2 years for Florida State. That's unthinkable. How quick things change. I was texting with Bruce Feldman, who hopefully we can have on in advance of the season starting. And I was asking him about like Cignetti and how, the coaches change across the country. And you've heard me say it a billion times. What's the easiest thing to sell in the offseason is optimism. You just get buzzwords. We're going to build culture. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And it's wild to see Chesney, who was the coach that followed Cignetti in James Madison. Young, good-looking, charismatic, goes to UCLA, and can he be Cignetti for UCLA? Well, no, and the irony, I say no in this way, not that he can't win games. Indiana, quiet as kept, had a war chest of money that they began putting together before Cignetti got there. And UCLA famously has been underfunded in a way you wouldn't think. Westwood, UCLA, they must have a ton of money. Not relative to the power brokers. But it's just starting to try to prognosticate, like, who's going to be the new hot guy, the new coach that takes somebody from here to there. But no one could ever emulate what Indiana did, because you could not be the worst team in the history of college football, which is what their record was, I should say, before Cignetti got there, and elevate them to the reigning title team in 2 years. But I'm just always interested in, like, who's the next person, and because Cignetti did it, it's going to make everyone think it's a something that can be repeatable.
Yeah, good luck.
One of one.
Yeah,
I agree. That won't stop people from trying, though.
Oh, exactly, and that's what makes it. The methods of the way people are doing things. I'm watching Michigan stuff, and I just see Kyle come in, who's as discipline-oriented as I've ever been around. You're like 21 years at Utah, and even that got stale at the end. And then he goes to Michigan, and you're like, what did Michigan exactly need?
An adult in the room that acted like an adult in the room.
That is going to hold dudes accountable at every level.
And I appreciate so much how black and white, boring isn't the right word either. I just think he talks about stuff in a very matter-of-fact way about what the game against Ohio State means. And yeah, he understands that it matters, but he's trying to make you understand that what they need to do. And talk about how quick things change.
Oh.
I mean, was it team 146, I think it was, that won the title against Washington? And then a lot has happened since. But for a very proud / arrogant fan base, getting a guy like Whittingham, who's won, meat and potatoes, man's man, we're going to do stuff correctly, no fucking slogans on walls, no BS. And Michigan's not that, but new football coaches can be, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to create all these buzzwords, all this social media crap that's useless other than for the feeding the dopamine we all need on social media. But a guy that's just going to be exactly what I would think, maybe not the flashiest tire, but if I'm Michigan, I have to believe Whittingham is such a win for you.
I can't agree more. And then I look at what they have and the pieces that he brought. Have you seen this freshman running back they have, Hyder? He's from Virginia. He was the number 1 running back in the class. My Lord, he runs like the Tasmanian devil, and you still have Marshall there, and like you just start putting together these pieces. They're going to have offensive line
for sure.
And
but
the biggest question is Underwood.
Well, I was just going to say, like, let's not forget a year ago, you steal a guy from LSU, which is wild considering what's LSU's number this year? Is it 50 million?
Less than.
Just barely. The idea you could steal anyone that LSU had and wanted is hard to fathom, but they did that. But you have this guy, and because we forget about things 5 minutes after they happen, no one really talks about the fact that he's there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's allowed to get better.
Well, that's where I go. I go back, what did Kyle Whittingham bring in? He brought in Jason Beck. What did Jason Beck do? He came from New Mexico, and he came to Utah last year and had the most improved offense in the country. They led the country in rushing. Now, they had 2 top 15 tackles. I'm just going to point that out. But when you talk about the overhaul and you bring a mobile quarterback with you like he did in Dampier, it makes you think this might be perfect for what they have. They bring over this kid Buchanan, who I can't wait to see. He's a freakazoid. He started out as a tight end. He's going to be a receiver at Michigan. And you already have Marsh there. So I'd be really fired up if I'm Michigan. And I get it. People are just going to talk about the schedule. And again, Michigan's like Florida State in the grand scheme of historical aspect. I don't give a shit. I don't think they give a shit who they play. They're Michigan. And you get Oklahoma coming in, and then like 2 weeks later, you get Iowa.
That's week 2.
That's week 2.
Right. This year, week 2 is week 1. I'm crying about. Week 2 is loaded.
We're still going to be enamored with
Terps at the rent.
The new stuff.
Go ahead.
the new stuff that we see with week one. So that's why I'm not as upset about it. Like, there's so much new. Like Cal, you mentioned UCLA. Cal UCLA is a really interesting game to me late Saturday night, week one, because it's like, roll the balls out. What do we got here?
Well,
new coaches, new rosters,
dynamic young coaches that you got a chance with those guys to try to lightning in a bottle, however you want to phrase it.
Got quarterbacks.
That's
People
a legendary
quarterbacks.
That's a legendary ACC Big Ten matchup, by the way. Cal UCLA. We grew up that. Keith Jackson. Here we go out to Berkeley. Big ACC Big Ten showdown. Oh, Nelly. I'm just imagine Keith Jackson trying to make sense of the landscape of college football.
Where are we going?
Yeah.
ACC game in Berkeley.
I have a question. All these things we're chatting about. Is August sneaky, not underrated, but sneaky great for the simple reason that if you're a parent, you're definitely waiting for school to start.
Fact.
Unless you're in Atlanta, where you guys went to school 3 weeks ago, which is terrorism. You're back in school the first week of August?
Yeah, but they're out on Mother's Day.
I don't care. It's summer. We were at the beach. My niece couldn't come because she's a teacher down there near Atlanta. They're in school, like fake school, where you guys are just getting back together and putting up the things on the wall.
Professional days?
No, teaching students because buses are dropping off kids, recess, the whole nine. But outside of the fact that if you're a parent and you're going, when do they go back to school? This period of time in August, if you're a fan of a college team and you're ranked or you're just ranked, or even if you've had a bad year, you're still thinking maybe. Optimism.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't played a game. Every single team in the NFL, right? Camp, you're sending out videos like
Super Bowl.
And if not Super Bowl, maybe we won't suck. Maybe we won't be in Poop Town. And then 3 weeks from now, it's going to be Poop Town. Actually, don't use my drop. Use Garage Drop. He's the correct purveyor of Poop Town. I am the slumlord of Poop Town. He is the... Anyway, my point is that there's months in the year, and we'll talk about, is this the best time of the year? Because you've got October, you've got, the NBA and the NHL are going. You got playoff baseball. You're in the mix of college football. It's great. You get to springtime. Augusta's right around the corner. The NCAA brackets are coming out. Playoffs are getting ready to start. That's an awesome time. August, because you don't have a ton happening in other sports, and all you've got is a blank slate in front of you. If you're a fantasy football enthusiast, you're mocking, you're thinking about what's your team going to be. All there is blank slates and optimism, and I feel like there's something to that where every day you can kind of wake up a little bit jazzed up, a little pep in your step. You're with me with that?
You're talking season, man.
Talking season?
It is.
I've
heard that thrown around, and it's just, you have so much. And like we talked last week about, I think the idea of a college football fan is just so excited to see what their team has, because you don't know. And we just touched on teams that went in both different directions, and for the good and for the bad, and you just don't know. So you're like, yeah, we got this, and we stunk at running the football, and we got O-linemen now, and let's see it. Let's see what we got week one. So I think the optimism obviously is never higher than it is right now across the sport for every single team. And I think that does factor in, because you're saying in 3 weeks, like, here we go again. Or it's like, yeah.
Knowing full well that there are fan bases that maybe not as much week one, a couple, but not as many. But week two, there'll be big time, significant fan bases who've dug deep in their own pockets to fund these squads that are going to lose, that will be completely despondent. But let's not talk about that today. Today's not the day to talk about sadness and despair. Today's the day to talk about what could be, the excitement of what could be. And even if it isn't going to be that, at least it's the games, and it's the rhythm and the tempo of the season. Now for you, and you double up on it, you're going here, there, and everywhere. And then we got a bunch of West Coast travel with your boy starts falling asleep on the couch during the middle of the day.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different thing entirely. But the grind of it, if you're the ones lucky enough to be working it, fine, we'll happily sign up for it. But right now, today, full tank of gas, optimism meter pegged at 11.
Yes.
Awesome.
All you need to know about that is how crazy optimism can get. Read what happened at Iowa football practice yesterday and how good Hecklinski looked. Multiple touchdown passes. Iowa's pass offense. That's all you need to know is how high the optimism could get.
Look out, Crops.
Just saying. You're going to doubt what Ferentz has done? I'm not.
Well, no, they're going to win games. I'm going to doubt that they're out.
Games.
I'm going to doubt that they're out there slinging the rock all over Kinnick.
Hecklinski was slinging it.
Okay, this is
just saying. Check it.
Understood. And you're telling me who? Douglas 7 from Miami?
Shh, quiet.
Sorry. Don't take him. He's awful.
No, so just going back to that week 1 thing where you're saying, like, Ole Miss, Louisville.
That's a good one.
I can't wait for that game.
I agree, but I wrote down the list of games that I feel like are Steve's I can't wait games. And that's a really good one because you and I both love Brom.
Yeah.
Love them.
And I can't find any information. Like, I'm dying to look up. I was trying to text Ohio State people that, like, saw Keenholz last year. He's going to be the quarterback at Louisville. He lost, and everyone says it was tight with Julian Sand. The guy literally hasn't played hardly any college football. And I'm like, if he could play and he's going to a great quarterback whisperer, Louisville doesn't play Clemson, SMU, or Miami this year, I don't think.
Optimism. Louisville, Yum House.
And then you think
Keenholz, by the way, he's in the portal in the game. Should I pick him up? We got a chance.
I have no idea. I haven't seen him.
I got to figure out how to manage my NIL better. I'm just out there throwing cash around like I got it.
You got to have the priority. What is it? Something and retain.
Right. Well,
ups the cash.
NIL.
Gotta have the
NIL thing.
Or, yeah, like the
talent acquisition or player retention.
Yeah. Whatever it is, your NIL, your funds go more into the NIL, so you have more. You need more cash in recruiting.
I want to keep the guys I've already got.
And it goes way up. Dude.
I'm familiar with that. I've experienced it. We've lost some people we didn't wish to lose.
What's the highest you paid a player?
All right. So my guy Zamir Smith, talented athlete that we made a priority in our offense last year. He was a Heisman finalist out of nowhere. Well, we fed him. A lot of zone running.
There you go.
We had 2 running backs that both wanted to leave, and I'm like, I'm just going to take all the money that I could have given one and give it all to him. It's. I want to say it was excessive, like $250.
Okay,
maybe higher. I had to do what I had to do to get him into the green so he would stay. I'm a middle-aged man talking about playing a video game. Actually, I'd say at this point maybe more elderly than middle-aged. Regardless, it's all for so I could learn more to talk about stuff here on the pod.
There you go. Tested.
Something like that. Also, it's late. It helps. It's dark. It's quiet. I kind of like it.
Best.
Yeah, the other night though, Charlie was having a sleepover, and I left because I fell asleep. But then I woke up, and then I go downstairs, and it happened last year. I got caught again. I hear, and I'm thinking, those are not light feet. My wife's not heavy, but Charlie's a feather. These are adult feet. Wifey, adult feet. And I'm like, and then I hear, it's 2:00 in the morning. And I'm like, yeah, who am I bothering? What am I doing to anyone? Well, Charlie's despondent because you're not in the bed. I fell asleep with him. I'm not allowed to leave? No, if you have a sleepover, what, I'm a hostage? I got to stay? We did this. He's asleep.
Got the snake pit sold out. I got a big one here.
I was playing Penn State. We're battling. I shut that sumbitch right off, went upstairs. Can't have Charlie despondent. Can't have wifey upset at me. But it's like 2 a.m. I didn't think I was causing anybody any trouble. Apparently I was. There's a peace in that darkness and the glow of the.
Oh, it's great.
Right? What is it? It's a weird thing.
Serenity.
That's exactly what it is.
That's it.
And I'll tell you, buddy, if you're mostly just playing, you just simulate defense.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Why?
because you're better than the computer on defense. I'm telling you.
I also know what I paid my defense. They better produce.
Understood.
In simulation.
Understood. I'm just saying you
need the ball back with a stop.
If the other team's scoring at a healthy clip,
get in there.
Play some defense. You're just gonna blitz and you can get home, or you can at least disrupt the passer.
You running all man? You run man on defense?
I got multiple. I switced it up. I switched it up to 4-3.
That's how those boys practice in person.
Yeah,
could be multiple.
There you go. But you could rip through seasons, and next thing you know, it's 3 a.m. Now, I will admit, at some point, go to bed. Go to bed.
Yeah.
Thanks to my boys. Thanks to my boys with the because we had not a red ring of death scenario, but we got caught in some terrible play. We lost a team. We had won a chip, and our team's gone. I had to start over. It's hard to explain what happened.
You won the Natty? We
did. But we had to start over. But starting over is actually fun because now you know little tricks you didn't know before about how to maybe, Again, elderly man talking about video games. Sorry.
Speaking of.
Yes.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Because this just takes you back. We're old enough. Nintendo. With the cartridge.
With it, yeah.
Where you couldn't. Started being overworked.
Sure.
You had to blow on the game. And slide it in perfectly when it clicked down.
And then
pray.
And then you'd push the button and does it turn on?
Yeah. What game did you do that the most with?
Blades of Steel. Probably. Baseball 9. No, not, what was it?
Baseball Stars.
Was it RBI Baseball or Baseball Stars?
There was 2.
I played the one where
RBI was all the major league teams.
No. Baseball Stars was the one that had the lovely ladies.
Yeah.
That was the
Black
one.
Sox. American Dreams.
I think the semester that I got the FWIC, that was the fail, withdraw, incomplete, and a C. And the C was in a class I was making up from the semester before because it was in my major and I had to have a C for it to count.
The FWIC.
It's famous. A FWIC. FWIC. That made the semester
Thank
GPA 0.0. But let me tell you what, my Baseball Stars team was fucking nice.
That game was so good.
I had the big guy that looked like Balboni, the big fat guy, and then I had the little guy. They would those little guys.
Speedy.
That's right. They'd lace it down the line. Those were the days.
You got 33,000.
Oh, that's
beating the lovely ladies. I remember when
you could just set it up where you'd have their pitcher just line it up and hit batters over and over and over again so that you could run roll them. This is what I did with my time. That, pick up basketball at the Armory and Bentley's.
That's it.
Quick 0.0. But again, my Baseball Star squad was real nice.
Whole semester.
I mean, we were in the Berkeley apartments, which were not great.
So you didn't go to one class.
Steve, it was very rare that I would make my way up to campus.
Okay. What time were those classes that you were supposed to be at? Did you
late morning,
11?
Early afternoon? Yeah, that felt like
always had to have an 11 because then you could just go to lunch right away.
11 felt like a great time to work your way up there. Exactly.
Yeah.
Then head over to the Union, see what's happening.
Correct.
Go to Roy Rogers, get a double R bar burger. See what's going on. What's up, ladies? What we got going?
Ladies' night tonight. Bentley's.
Something. And then maybe you'd work your way back over towards the mall. Maybe you had one over there by McKeldin.
Okay, so that's one class. When were the others?
Steve,
you don't even know.
I would typically forget to register for the one, the time frame I needed, and then I'd end up having to have a night class. I'm like, well, there's no fucking way we're doing that. I think back on it, and I don't know how I got any grades at all. I really don't know.
Yeah, it was.
And by the way, youngsters, you guys are heading back to school.
Don't have a Friday.
Don't what?
No Friday classes.
If possible.
Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday.
I tell kids that are going,
there's no college
have
kids
fun every day. No, college kids don't listen to us. We're more in the dad space. Dads, tell your kids have fun every day, but go to some classes on occasion. You know, it doesn't make any fucking difference. They're just going to chat GPT all their stuff and send it in, and no one goes to class anyway. Oh, they get caught now?
Yeah. Did you see that professor that did the white ink?
Good.
That's awesome.
Do some work.
What was it, 35 out of 38?
Because let me tell you something. Yeah, you said, and they didn't even check.
No.
And I'll sit here and tell you I didn't go to class, but when it came time to sit down and hammer out that paper on a typewriter the night before, I did that shit poorly.
A lot of tins of Kodiak to keep me up, too.
White out.
Bad habits to start.
Paper would just look like a crime scene at the end, and you'd turn it in. Steve, what were we doing? Huh? Well, you're a Division I athlete. I was playing,
but all the time. Think about the time,
stars.
Like people that knew how to type, how much time they saved. That would be all my time. Because I'd have all these notes, and then I'd have to type. It would be like, starting
those
to type.
Those big-ass meaty fingers on a typewriter. I can't imagine how...
I'm younger than you, so it wasn't a typewriter. It was a computer.
Yeah, but still,
starting to type at 12, the class is at 9:30. There you go. And
we got time.
4:30. Oh, God.
And then you get to that delirious state where it's a flow state, and you're just saying stuff. Is it coherent? Makes no difference. Are we using paragraphs? Probably not. Poorly structured.
Courier 16? That get it done?
I'm getting cold chills.
Oh, I still have nightmares. Wake up and have an exam due.
Do you have blue book tests? The blue books where it was just like write essays?
Mm-hmm.
Buddy, I would fill those up with absolute nonsense. I was Chat GPT before it happened. I was a human Chat GPT. Only my were completely manufactured nonsense. Just things that seemed like they were like that scene in Good Will Hunting where Ben Affleck's just using big words, but they don't make any sense. Heretofore. Yeah. Oh my God. Back to the optimism part, though. If anyone going back to campus, God, that's the feeling. There's nothing. And that's before, by the way, all these sororities put out TikToks of you ladies, you are aggressive. Out there in Arizona State, the Alpha Phi's, okey doke. Fellas, the Alpha Phi fraternities, I mean, you guys, what's your approach to that? How's it going? Want to go grab a coffee? These women are women. And you guys are like 19-year-olds doing zins. You guys have no chance. But you do actually have a chance. Be polite. Be polite, be kind. Be nice.
And optimistic.
There you go. All these things. If I was in a fraternity at Arizona State, I'd be really optimistic. Hi.
You mentioned you would fill up the blue books with so much bullshit.
Yeah.
How would you sum up the last 45 minutes?
A blue book.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, the card didn't have a lot of specifics. Give me a Jellyfish update. I've seen you looking at your watch, by the way. I'm sorry if I'm keeping you.
Not keeping me.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, but
I keep getting texts.
Oh, I don't.
All three are home.
Oh, Dad, when is Scott going to stop talking about anything? How was the Jellyfish update?
Saw a couple. Plenty of time spent in the water. Plenty of people in the water. Saturday, glorious beach day. I mean, spectacular.
Wind off the ocean?
No usage of shaving cream. Good. I mean, just sat there from 10 to 3.
Oh, that's good. Good living. Eating a Mama Nick's cheesesteak in the sun.
How about that reaction?
Well, I mean, I expect people to be mad. People make a good point. I mean, sitting under the umbrella, you dumbass. Fair point. I still can't do it. It's too hot for me to be eating a cheesesteak.
Oh.
By the way, the corn reaction, have you tried it yet?
It's geographical. I've noticed.
Oh, people
my people in the Northeast are like, what the fuck is circular? And then everyone around here, like guys at the Starboard yelling at me, typewriter, really? I'm like,
Turn it in a circle.
It's gone, but trust me, there are no kernels left on that thing. I meant to went to Downtown Blues. Shout out to Monty, fantastic restaurant in Rehoboth, and I had to go with the cheesy corn instead of the corn.
Right, lava, cheesy corn. It's the temperature of the sun.
Unbelievable. So I have not even. We didn't have an air over there.
Well,
I don't like getting corn on the cob at restaurants. Does that make me crazy?
Not even. No, it makes you.
It's never hot.
It's never correctly done.
Thank you.
I don't order it in restaurants. It always comes out and it's fucking really yellow, not the white corn.
And it's overcooked.
Make it at home.
Yeah.
Throw it in a pot. Call it a day.
You're not on Instagram, but I posted that video on Instagram. And
are people mad?
No, I don't really go in and check the comments. I'll see, like, somebody sends me a message. I'll see it when I go on there, and somebody was like, "How about your boy SVP raw dogging ears of corn?"
I did. I ate 3 a night. I told you I would buffet style with the fam. I just eat one standing there in the kitchen like an absolute savage.
That made me laugh. Man.
We did raw dog a lot of corn. I interrupted the story about the jellyfish. It was so bad that our friends, Capital Weather Gang, shout out to them. They're great. That's mostly a wintertime thing when I'm looking at the rain snow line, and you guys always poo-poo it and always say there's going to be less snow, and you're always right, but I hate you because you make my optimism. You guys are optimism poppers is what you guys are in the winter. But it's not winter, it's summer. And they wrote a big article about the hows and whys and the water temperature, and it's a warmer deal, and the jellyfish like the warmer water because there's more saline in it, so that's why the beaches are a disaster. But you're telling me
you're good, man.
In a week, maybe the jellyfish have moved on.
I'm hoping. Because you were talking about August, how great it is. And I was like, wouldn't it be awesome if you had like this part of August where you didn't have anything? I'm going to go to the beach today. Is it good? All right. I'm going to go get a nice meal. Like, August is a great month to just...
Well, the good news is...
be selfish and do what you want.
The good news is we have more runway, at least in our part of the world, because our kids aren't going back to school for the foreseeable future. So we're going to actually be down there. I mean, just go hang out, and I'll raw dog corn, and hopefully we won't get lit up by jellyfish.
Oh, it was good. I didn't even see any others with injury, and it was packed. Like I said, it was perfect. I saw them. They're disgusting.
Yeah, well, we had some friends that my wife said that the kids were like scooping them up on the shore, and they were like they said there were 55 jellyfish they picked up.
What did they do with them?
Would dig a hole and bury them. So there's just like a jellyfish burial ground. But then you guys
feel like they could get back in the water that way.
No, they're dead.
Right.
Actually, I don't know. How do you know if they're dead? They look the same alive or dead. They're just sort of laying there.
I think Man of Wars could still sting you when they're dead.
Like
that's like
I think Charlie might have got a man war. I'm telling you. I mean,
I think so too with the scratches.
I'm not even kidding. He still has scars across his gut.
I'm not a marine biologist.
This just in.
But I'm just suggesting.
But if you gave me a blue book on a oceanography 202 class,
God,
I would Jacques Cousteau that sumbitch. I'd be writing all sorts of words.
And I know what the Iowa and Nebraska people want you out there. Eat some corn.
And okay, fine. And I want you to come here in the summer and get some corn from one of the stands on the way to the beach, eat it, and then we'll compare notes. I'm not talking about crop corn.
That's your homework assignment,
because
people.
This corn is not also for animals. Yeah, this is human corn exclusively. You guys out there, I'm sure you guys, I mean, when we traverse the country, we know you guys got crops. America needs farmers.
They ride their tractor to the mailbox. I'm not doubting those people.
I would love to try their corn. I'm just telling you, based on what I have experienced, the white corn at the beach in the summer, pretty hard to beat. All right, given that this was not a focused effort, not a lot of specifics, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go dark next week, regather, come back the week of week one, more specific topics to talk through, a more focused pod, and then it'll be football season. How's that sound?
All right, I still had stuff to get to.
I'm not done yet. I'm just giving people a plan. Before you get to your stuff, I just want to say, typically the reaction to stuff, you can get, you're a savage, you raw dog corn. I appreciate the stories shared about the conversation we had regarding Charlie last week. People stopping me and where I out and about. I appreciate you. And I appreciate the story shared on social media. My story wasn't unique. Steve's lived it. Any parents lived it, those moments your kids have. But sincerely, it's really cool for you guys to identify with that feeling, share your stories with me. And I appreciate you indulging me and let me just ramble there because, as I shared, that's as pure a feeling as you could ever know. Like in a world of chaos and nonsense, holding a soaking wet kid in a scene of whatever and feeling like that pure feeling of happiness for your child. I don't want to start rambling again about it, but you all sharing yours and stories and pictures of kids after a moment and holding trophies and whatever. Awesome. Just awesome. So thank you for, again, allowing me to ramble and for sharing your guys' stories.
I wasn't getting in the way of that.
Well, it's just hard to articulate it. Hard to articulate it. Just what again, good stuff.
Awesome.
Every now and again. What else you got on your list of things?
Cashmere.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Well, I'm just hurt for him.
I know.
Keith Mitchell, you got to be top 50 to make the next event in Belle Reve in St. Louis.
51st.
He bogeyed 18.
Yeah. But I was just saying about how he handled it after talking to Amanda.
Class.
He's
the best.
So awesome. And I can't imagine, like, in that moment, like we've talked about post-game press conference all the time. We've brought up golfers. We brought up what we like. We brought up what we don't like. To sit down there, he's dripping in sweat. He's got no buttons on. And he's just, like, that's him. And talking about it after getting punched in the face like that, I just thought it was, I can't imagine being off. He talked about what he wanted to do off the tee there, and then he's got his no shoes, no socks on, and he's like, I didn't go far enough right, and being in that moment and knowing what you're up against, and then to see it not work out, and then to be able to talk about it right after, I just thought the world of that. That effort was as eye-opening as Scotty winning the tournament by 8+.
The thing about bogeying 18 and having, interestingly, ironically, I guess, the fact that he at Sungjae Im played well, and those two were teammates a couple years ago in New Orleans, right? And Im played great, and he became 50, and Keith dropped one. But when you bogey 18, it becomes like a free throw you miss at the end of a game, and so you focus on that you missed that free throw. But there's an entire game. And it's an entire season's worth of, and he knows them because he's the one that played the shots and hit the shots. If I did this here, and how many, not millions or even thousands, but how many 100 guys on tour, what they did, somebody holes out on 18 to finish this, which means he finishes that. Your brain would melt thinking of all the things that if only one thing went different, I'm 50 and I get to keep playing. But as you say correctly, Cashmere sat there and gave you the rundown of what it was. I'm just bummed because I like him so much.
No doubt. And so many people are, and he's that awesome. And then, like, what he does for the sport, Amanda talking about that, like, behind the scenes and the players and all that stuff. But for him to say, like, it's a different life. Like this year, not making it and not knowing what events he was going to every week to try and keep getting points in that. And like, he's like, it's literally a different life if you know that you're in. And I'm just like, man.
And that cutoff for 50 in the big time events. And by the way, there's still pathways to get there.
Correct. And there's percentage. You could still get some in the fall, but it's not. I'm just like, man, it's just how long that season is, but to realize how much longer it is when you don't know where you're, like, that's brutal, man.
Having covered that sport my entire career, I've seen up close. It used to be top 125 to keep a card. And now it's very different, but it's the same idea. That the incredibly sharp pencil that they use as the cutoff between being this and that. And everyone thinks about, PJs and big money. For the guys that have it, on lock, it's as good a life as there is. But there's 25 times more guys out there grinding their balls off to try to make it to that next level.
And the way CBS did it yesterday, like they showed his whole round and what he was, and he was like from 47th to 53rd, the whole round. And the viewer knows that because they're seeing it, but like as dialed in as he is with the players and the rules and all that, like he knew exactly where he was. And he said he didn't look at the scoreboard until after 17. And then that happens on 18. Like I just brutal, man. So I just thought what the honesty he showed was big time stuff.
Agreed.
It was unfortunate, the result.
Agreed. Can I switch to a positive thing?
Yeah.
Orioles have a wild card right now. No big deal.
I told you last week, don't give up. You're in it. Going down to Tampa and taking care of business.
Charlie and I Saturday night were watching. It was a really good regular season baseball game because it was really like it felt playoff-ish in the sense that it was well pitched, well played, close throughout, stressful at bats. Tampa tied it in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure I yelled fuck. Sorry. Not the first time he's heard it. Again, sorry. But then O'Neill with a knock in the top of the 10th. They win it. I told Charlie, look, you got to go to bed. When the game ends, he turns around with a smile because all he cares about is I get to stay up. I said, you could watch the Orioles bat in the top of the 10th. And he's like, how am I going to bed before I find out who wins the game? I said, that's a good point. You could stay up. And he's
Great
like,
question.
And he just goes, thank you. I had no argument. It was the correct response from my child. And then they blow them out on Sunday, and it's a Monday night wrap-up tonight. But I may, on May 4th, on the board we have at work, I may have written on the board the Orioles stink. And I think at the May 4th, that was when I said that this season's lost.
But on May 4th, they did.
Good reminder, it's a long season. Now, they've only played 124 games. The playoffs do not start, as best I understand it, don't start tonight. However, given all the backs and forths and ups and downs of a season, stand in the fight for right now. Under 500, yeah, but a half game ahead of Texas today. I'm going to root until it's done, whether it's quietly or publicly. If you're a fan, you're a fan. So here we are. They might have done.
Yanks coming in for 3.
I mean, the second half schedule that they had was on paper the hardest in the game. But I mean, you already guaranteed yourself to win a series against the Rays, and then here come the Yankees. I mean, you got to play everybody. You don't get to play the last place team every game, so win some games.
Speaking of the Orioles,
I'm listening.
Try and segue here. Ben McDonald, voice of the Orioles, saw he called into Feinbaum after Skip Bertman passed away. And being down there and us having such affinity for that place.
And those people.
And what Skip did for that place. To hear, like, honestly, I put him up on the list of never hearing a person say a bad word about him. And you'd hear, like, I saw Ryan Theriot, the old Cubs shortstop, played for him. Ben McDonald gave an unbelievable interview just talking about how much he helped him when his career was over. He said, you'd be a good broadcaster, and Ben is as good as there is. We're spoiled to hear him on Orioles games. And just to hear the people down there talk about, I mean, I think it's 5 national championships in 10 years. Then he goes on to become the AD at LSU. He hires Nick Saban. He hires 4 coaches that have won 4 national championships, steps away from that. But the idea, the game day experience, what we talk about, what we love about that place and the investment from the fans and the experience it is to go to Baton Rouge for events, it's because of him. He had the vision. He was the guy, AD, going up during baseball games and asking people how, like in the beginning of the season when it's not super hot out, is the hot chocolate hot enough? You know, is the coffee hot enough? Like literally like down to the earth things for people. And to build that place into what it is, he's the guy. And I never saw, Stanford never beat him. I was texting Kyle Peters. I'm like, did we ever beat? And I'm like, he's like, because I remember Kyle pitched against him in '97, lost, and then obviously they had the unbelievable comeback and beat Stanford in 2000. But just having a love for college baseball and that guy being a pillar that he was, and not hearing forever in my life, never hearing a bad word, and the respect that other people had for him, and when it really kicks in is the players that played for him. What a run! I thought so many people were taking the approach of when someone passes. Right, there's different ways to go. You know, obviously you're going to mourn the loss of somebody and think about the loved ones that are left. But the idea of how many people just said we got to celebrate his life and what he did for us, I just thought that tells so much about that area down there. And he was a true legend. And I just go on, like, internet's not the best place for everything. It is awesome to hear stories. And they redid a piece where they showed all the history of LSU baseball with him talking about it, and how he has all these sayings about why it's 90 feet and why the pitcher's mound is 6. Like, it's unbelievable what only came from him. So if you get a chance or want to look up some great stuff, that guy was a legend, and I appreciate those people celebrating his life.
What's funny about LSU is before I'd ever been there, I felt like the other SEC fan bases that I knew talked about them like they were insane people.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were not as bad people. Oh, they're the worst. They'd come in and they're awful people. And okay, well, I take people as I find them. And I went down there and I'm like, where are the bad people? Mm-hmm. This place is awesome. Now, I think that the reason that, and it obviously goes back to our time with Ryan, when it was SVP and Russillo and the three of us down there and getting to know Brandon Landry, who was great on-ramp to the people from there, and then getting a chance to work with RC and Swag and really getting to understand Baton Rouge, getting to understand those people. And the reason why I feel like they always have had an affinity is for us is because we took the time to get to understand those people and what that place means to them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so to hear you describe the way they talk about this man with the reverence that they have, those folks, what was the line that Breeze said about New Orleans, but you could apply it to Baton Rouge for sure. If you love it, it'll love you back. Mm-hmm. You know, Baton Rouge loved that man.
No doubt.
And he gave him nothing but reasons to. So I didn't hear the McDonald interview, but I'd be interested in hearing
incredible.
That.
He loses himself in the middle of talking about it, and he gets himself back to
that's okay.
Explain, and it's tremendous. It really is.
Hard left turn, but it's an LSU topic. The Jayden 5 thing is, I mean, he's been piled on now from the social media because everybody that can just make jokes about we're not gonna do Maroon 5's not going to be Maroon 5 anymore.
It's everywhere.
Every sport has taken their shots, and I get the feeling, sadly, I don't think he has any idea of any of this. Mm-hmm. I feel like that. I know his mom means a lot to him, and super involved. I just think if this is a stage parent situation where you're getting, if there was an understanding that precedes the current coach and you thought it was going to be one thing and then it turns into another, okay, but there's ways to figure it out. There's ways to back channel the conversation where it doesn't become public. And now you have a guy entering a very important year. And this is the story that is chewing up so much space, not just in football, but across every sport where you're the punching bag. What's the line? Like there's a main subject every day on Twitter. You don't want to be it. Well, he was that guy since the story broke. And short of him just coming out and going, look, man, we're good. It's not that big a deal. My lawyers did I was not aware that it was going to be, or if he's really pissed, but figure out a way to articulate it. But this just it's a useless waste of time and energy.
Well, I look at the other side of it, and I think Lane is in an unwinnable situation. Like that's a brutal spot to be in.
Well, because if there's a kid that wants to wear 5,
that was from the previous staff that had a promise.
So hey,
in
you
this day and age of promises and contracts, are there any or aren't there? That's a tough one to be in. You talk about major seasons coming up. Lane's in the middle of one also, with all that's come with this, and I'm like, man, I don't see how he wins this situation, and it's a brutal spot to be in.
And with if Brian Kelly said, look, here's what we're going to do. No one's going to wear 5 or whatever. But then Lane shows up. He doesn't know that.
Exactly.
Why would I know that? There's not a master list or a whiteboard that says who can wear what number. And by the way, there's only one number retired there. It's Cannon's number, correct? 20? It's the only number that's actually...
And they have a process for what they do.
Understood. Now, no one's worn 9 since Burrow, but it's not a retired number.
Correct.
They did win a national championship. Daniels' defense that he had didn't give him a chance to win a national championship. So, but I don't know, man. I just think I want to, not that I want to say, I do. I'm going to say, I feel badly for Daniels because I don't feel like this is something that he's front and center leading the charge on this. I don't want to believe that that's the case.
Yeah, and I've talked to guys that have worked games, had sit-downs with them, and they are shocked that this is it. They say they can't ever see Jayden doing something like this.
So then that means, okay, well then who's the one that's leading the charge here?
Everyone has their teams.
Okay. Well, you need your team to help you out because you are the star of this team. Everyone else is on scholarship on the team because of you. So, I mean, you're a young man, but you're a man, so you could be the one in charge of your team and say, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put this fire out.
Yeah, put this to bed.
Ain't that big a deal.
Moving on.
I'm worried about Philadelphia and Dallas to start my season. Not even Dallas, just Philadelphia.
Seattle.
The first 8 games Washington plays are a lot. We'll know by Halloween. Well, actually, we'll know long. Halloween's probably only like week 2 in this season, the way it's started. But anyway, just what a yeah. Everyone's taking their shots.
Yeah.
What else you got? Anything?
Ty Simpson.
Okay. Here's some touchdowns.
Worthy of a first-round pick?
I don't know. I'm not going to use I'm not going to use a week 1 game in Arrowhead with starters not playing to decide if he is or isn't. Am I supposed to?
I don't know.
I mean, you got the MVP playing quarterback, and you got the Super Bowl in your building, and Aaron Donald keeps doing tryouts, and Sean McVay's like, we don't have a timeline. We're just going to let... And you shouldn't. When 99 says he's ready, we'll got a locker for you. Ty Simpson, if he plays somewhere down the road and he's worthy of a number 1 pick, great. I have no fucking idea. How's that for an answer?
All right.
Do you?
Oh, I just thought it looked good.
Okay. I mean, by that rationale, we could... when I watch Josh Allen play with the ones in the new stadium, which everybody hates, apparently, I've seen him do it in real games, so it's easier for me to take that and extrapolate meaning. I have a much harder time with Drew Aller and Ty Simpson and any of these rookie quarterbacks from week 1 preseason games. It doesn't make any difference. People are going to see it. They're going to make a thing out of it every year. Always have, always will.
Yeah. We giving Super Bowl picks Thursday night?
On what?
Show?
I'm just going to try to be coherent. Again, I keep thinking of Rory, and I haven't been to Ibiza.
I'm going to guess Rory had a little more alcohol intake than you have.
Yeah,
times a billion.
And it was hot in Memphis. It will be cool. It'll be temperate in there. I don't think we're giving Super Bowl picks on.
Right.
I mean, I don't think we're supposed to. No one's made any suggestion into that. You want to give one?
Sure.
Give me all right.
Cowboys, Texans.
And hold on. Stanford Steve Super Bowl prediction. All Texas in SoFi. Cowboys, Texans, Super Bowl, whatever number it is. I like Texans. I like the Cowboys, too. I like their defense. Steve.
Haven't heard that in a long time.
Look at what they've added. Downs on the back end, Gary. I got Quinnen last year. My guy Overshawn's back. I love that dude. Defense, man. I don't know. Got some guys.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see. I bet it. It is plus 13,000.
For what?
Cowboys, Texans.
Put down a hunch.
Did.
I mean, it's as good a guess as any.
Why not?
Why not? It's fun. Right, exactly.
It's optimism. Best time of the year. Start firing. You love futures.
I really don't. I don't have the patience for that.
It's a click of a button.
I get it. And then you forget about it. And then your balance changes significantly at the end of a season negatively. And you're like, what happened? Oh, that's right. I had 19 possible future Super Bowl matchups because I was just clicking buttons.
But like it's a minus and you get used to those minuses. So you're like, all right, I still have that one coming.
Buddy, it's a perpetual minus. Never-ending minus. I will be excited to hear Trombone Shorty, though, when you got week 1 winners you already know I'm going to have? Yeah. Underdogs?
Oh, week 0. Oh, we don't have a show, right? So there won't be week 0 winners?
I don't think so. No, we don't, because we're not on TV. Because, again, we don't start until stuff starts.
So where do we at?
I'm literally at the point, I love the summer break. I'm at the point where I'm like, you know, I probably should go back and do some work. I think people have forgotten I work at ESPN.
North Texas plus 41.5 against Indiana.
Come on. Being green.
Stanford plus 23.5 against Miami.
Again, give it to me. Blind.
No, we need a home dog.
Oh, those are road dogs? I don't want to.
No, those are all home dogs.
Indiana was a slow starter last year against Old Dominion.
Their quarterback is Wisconsin.
Caleb Joseph, right? Did I get that
right?
Yeah. Ball knower. No big deal. Steve's looking
Notre Dame, Wisconsin line's off the board right now.
It was gigantic. It was 20-something.
I think there's something to be said of what Wisconsin did at the end of the season last year. Oh, everybody just talks about tapping out. Like they had nothing.
Yeah.
They beat Illinois and Washington.
Proud Wisconsin bunch.
I mean,
made of the right stuff. Shout to my guy Scrapple T. My brother-in-law.
Notre Dame.
What?
National champions.
Okay. Texans, Cowboys, Super Bowl, Notre Dame national champions.
They're loaded.
Okay.
CJ Carr, first quarterback taken.
In the draft? Really? Okay. All right. I'm gonna let people.
What are you doing? You have no one here.
I may go hit balls until I sweat like Scheffler in Memphis. He didn't sweat though. He was ahead by 100. Probably mock 100 mocks.
That doesn't get old.
Real old.
We might have a get together for a mock this week.
Week where?
A TBD.
Wait, a group mock? That sounds like the biggest loser behavior in the history of the world.
And you'll be there.
Tell me what time. I got nothing going on. My family's abandoned me, and
there you go.
I mean, I like Lemon. No, I like Lane, Jacoby Lane. Who's this year's Ibuka? A lot of guys to choose from. Okay.
I love Cam Ward.
They're not ass anymore. All right. We've taken up enough of your life. We're going to take a break so that we don't have to just talk about nothing for an hour and a half of your life next week. But the following Monday, we'll have week 0 reaction. Important.
Very.
Week 1 straight ahead. And we'll be back at it.
All right.
Wait a minute. Does that mean that I won't be on am I not on TV? No, I'm on TV before week 1.
Yeah. The 2nd. Wednesday night.
Okay. I want to make sure. Very important. People need.
We got time. You could look at the calendar and.
That's all I do.
Got it on your phone now.
I got a GSD list, and it's empty. Done it all. Unprecedented.
Wow.
Unprecedented levels of getting shit done. All right, Red.
Red's ready to go.
Red has
afternoon walk.
This morning he tapped out. We were walking, and he does this thing now. He does not have an ear infection. He just shakes his ears all the time.
Means something.
I don't know what.
Figure it out.
Dog people are going to say he's got an ear. We're very vigilant with the cleaning of the ears. Something's bugging him. A lot of head shaking. Also, when he gets very excited, when you come back in and he's excited, a lot of head shaking. Maybe he's got like a tick. Maybe I don't mean a tick. I mean he's like got a twitch. Something, he's fucked up. Whatever. He's my guy. I mean it this time. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. See you soon.